What if the letter you've been waiting for your entire life has already been sent? And today is the day you're finally meant to read it. This is not an ordinary letter. It is not written with ink or sealed in an envelope. It is a message of hope and encouragement presented through the theme of Archangel Michael, inviting you to pause, reflect, and look at your life with fresh eyes. If you chose to watch this video today, don't rush through it. Sometimes the right message arrives at the right moment, and what seems like an ordinary day can become the beginning of a new chapter. Stay with me until the end, because this message unfolds one step at a time. Along the way, you'll discover why certain doors closed, what lessons were hidden in your delays, and how faith, courage, and wisdom can help you recognize the opportunities waiting ahead. If this message speaks to your heart, write Amen in the comments as a simple expression of faith. Now, let's open this letter together. My beloved child, today I ask you to slow down for just a few moments. The world is filled with noise, rushing from one distraction to another, but your heart was not created to live in constant fear or confusion. There are seasons when the greatest answers come only after we become quiet enough to hear them. Imagine receiving a letter that had your name written on it long before today. A letter that waited patiently until the exact moment you were ready to understand its message. Whether you see this as a symbol of faith, hope, or divine encouragement, let these words remind you that your life still has purpose. There have been moments when you questioned everything. You wondered why some prayers seemed unanswered, why certain opportunities disappeared, why people you trusted walked away, why the future looked so uncertain. You searched for explanations, but many never came. Yet every difficult season has been teaching you something that comfort could never teach. Strength often grows quietly. Wisdom is formed through experience. Patience develops while we wait for the next step to become clear. That does not mean your waiting has been meaningless. Sometimes a closed door protects you from walking into the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes a delay gives you time to become the person who can handle the blessing you have been asking for. You may not understand every chapter today, but you don't have to understand everything in order to keep moving forward. Take a deep breath. Think about how many challenges you have already survived. There were days you thought you would never recover. There were nights filled with uncertainty. There were disappointments that felt impossible to overcome. Yet somehow you are still here. That alone is proof that your story is not finished. Many people measure progress only by what they can see, but some of the greatest changes happen inside the heart before they ever appear in the outside world. Perhaps courage is growing inside you. Perhaps forgiveness is replacing bitterness. Perhaps wisdom is taking the place of fear. Those changes matter. As you continue listening, imagine yourself opening this symbolic letter one page at a time. The first page contains only one simple reminder. Do not lose hope. Hope is not pretending that problems don't exist. Hope is choosing to believe that difficult moments are temporary. Hope reminds you that tomorrow can be different from yesterday. Life has a way of changing when we least expect it. A single conversation can open a new opportunity. One unexpected phone call can change an entire week. One decision can redirect the course of your future. You never know which ordinary day will become an extraordinary turning point. That is why you should never give up simply because the answer has not arrived yet. Keep preparing, keep growing, keep believing. The person you are becoming is just as important as the destination you're trying to reach. As this letter continues, another message appears. It says, "Release what has been weighing down your heart." Carrying yesterday's disappointments into tomorrow makes the journey heavier than it needs to be. Some people will misunderstand you. Some plans will fail. Some dreams will take longer than expected. But none of those things have the power to define your future unless you allow them to. Choose peace over panic. Choose faith over fear. Choose patience over frustration. These choices may seem small today, but they shape the direction of your life over time. Now imagine Archangel Michael standing as a symbol of courage, reminding you that true strength is not found in never facing fear. It is found in continuing to move forward despite it. Whenever uncertainty appears, remember this. You have overcome challenges before. You have learned valuable lessons. You have grown stronger than you realize. And because of that, you are more prepared for tomorrow than you were yesterday. This letter is only beginning. The next page reveals why certain delays happened, what they quietly prepared you for, and how recognizing those lessons can help you step into your next season with confidence. So stay with me, because the message has only just begun. My beloved child, as you continue reading this letter, take another quiet breath and allow your heart to become still. The first page reminded you not to lose hope. Now the second page reveals something many people discover only after looking back on their lives. Not every delay is a denial. There are moments when you believe nothing is happening because everything around you looks the same. The days repeat themselves. The answers seem distant. The waiting becomes tiring. Yet beneath the surface, unseen changes are already taking place. Think of a tree during the winter. From the outside, it appears lifeless. Its branches are bare, and nothing seems to be growing. But deep beneath the ground, the roots continue to strengthen. They are preparing for a season that no one can yet see. Your life can be like that. Just because you cannot see visible progress does not mean your journey has stopped. Sometimes your greatest growth happens in silence. There may have been times when you compared your path to someone else's. You watched others celebrate victories while you wondered why your own breakthrough seemed delayed. It is easy to believe that everyone else is moving forward while you remain in the same place. But comparison has a way of hiding the truth. You never see the full story behind another person's success. You don't see the struggles they overcame, the lessons they learned, or the sacrifices they made. And they cannot see the work that is taking place within you. That is why this letter asks you to stop measuring your life by someone else's timeline. Your journey is different. Your purpose is different. Your season is different. Archangel Michael reminds you that courage is often built in quiet places, long before anyone notices it. The confidence you will need tomorrow is being formed today. The wisdom you will rely on later is growing through the experiences you are living right now. Perhaps you have asked yourself, why did that opportunity disappear? Maybe the answer is not that you were forgotten. Maybe it simply was not the right door. There are moments when losing one opportunity protects you from missing a better one that has not yet appeared. At the time, disappointment feels heavy. Later, it often becomes clear that what seemed like a setback was actually a redirection. Life has a way of revealing its meaning one chapter at a time. You do not have to understand every page before turning to the next one. The letter continues. It says, "Do not let fear write the ending of a story that is still being written." Fear likes to convince you that tomorrow will look exactly like yesterday. Faith reminds you that every sunrise brings new possibilities. Ask yourself honestly, how many times did you worry about something that never happened? How many nights did you spend imagining the worst, only to discover that life unfolded differently? Fear grows when we try to predict the future. Peace grows when we learn to trust one step at a time. Today, choose the next faithful step instead of demanding every answer at once. Sometimes that step is forgiving someone. Sometimes it is asking for help. Sometimes it is beginning again after failure. Sometimes it is simply believing that your best days have not passed you by. As you hold this symbolic letter in your hands, another page slowly unfolds. It reminds you that kindness is never wasted. Every encouraging word you speak, every act of compassion, every moment you choose integrity over bitterness. These choices shape your character even when no one else notices them. The world often celebrates quick results, but lasting strength is usually built quietly. You are becoming someone who can carry greater responsibility with wisdom instead of pride. That preparation matters. There may still be unanswered questions in your heart. There may still be dreams waiting to unfold. That does not mean your future is uncertain. It means your story is still being written. Imagine walking along a path just before sunrise. The road ahead looks dark. You cannot see every turn. Yet with each step, the light reaches a little farther. You were never expected to see the entire journey at once. You only needed enough light for the next step. That is how hope works. It does not always remove uncertainty. It gives you the strength to keep moving through it. As this second part of the letter comes to an end, one final message appears across the page. Prepare your heart for new beginnings. Sometimes change arrives quietly. Conversation, a new opportunity, a fresh perspective, a decision to leave behind old fears. The beginning may seem small, but small beginnings often grow into the greatest chapters of our lives. So keep your eyes open, keep your heart teachable, keep walking with courage, because the next page of this letter reveals how ordinary moments can become extraordinary turning points, and why the opportunity you've been waiting for may appear in a way you never expected. The journey continues, my beloved child. As you continue reading this letter, remember one important truth. Not every answer arrives with thunder. Some of the greatest moments in life begin with a quiet whisper that asks you to pay attention. There is a reason you have come this far. Not because everything in your life is already perfect, but because your heart is still searching for hope, wisdom, and direction. That desire itself is a sign that you have not given up. Today, Archangel Michael's message invites you to look beyond appearances. There are moments when life seems ordinary. You wake up, follow the same routine, speak with the same people, and wonder if anything will ever change. Yet history is filled with lives that changed because of one ordinary day. One conversation, one decision, one unexpected opportunity, one act of courage. Never underestimate what God can do through what seems like a small beginning. The next page of this symbolic letter carries these words. Stay awake to the opportunities hidden inside ordinary moments. Many people spend their lives waiting for dramatic signs while quietly walking past the very opportunities they prayed for. Sometimes the answer arrives as a new friendship. Sometimes it appears through learning a new skill. Sometimes it comes as the courage to forgive yourself and begin again. Sometimes it starts with a door that looks too small to matter. Yet every great journey begins with a single step. Take a moment and think about your own life. How many times have you looked back and realized that something you once called a disappointment eventually became a blessing? The job you didn't receive led you somewhere better. The relationship that ended helped you discover your true worth. The delay taught you patience. The challenge revealed strength you never knew you possessed. Nothing meaningful is ever completely wasted when you allow it to teach you. Archangel Michael reminds you that wisdom grows when we stop asking only, "Why did this happen?" and begin asking, "What can I learn from this?" That simple change in perspective can transform an entire season of life. The letter continues. It says, "Release the weight you were never meant to carry alone." Some of you have been carrying disappointment for far too long. Others have carried guilt. Some have carried fear about the future. Others have carried regret over decisions they wish they could change. But if you continue holding yesterday's burdens, your hands will never be free to receive tomorrow's opportunities. Imagine standing beside a flowing river. In your hands are heavy stones marked with words like fear, resentment, regret, doubt. The longer you hold them, the more exhausted you become. Then you hear a gentle invitation. Lay them down. Not because your experiences were meaningless, but because they no longer need to define the person you are becoming. Freedom often begins with letting go. As you release those burdens, something unexpected happens. Your vision becomes clearer. Your heart becomes lighter. Your next step becomes easier to see. That is why hope is so powerful. Hope is not denying reality. Hope is believing that reality can change. There will always be voices that tell you to quit. There will always be moments when doubt whispers louder than confidence. But remember this, the loudest voice is not always the truest one. Choose to listen to the voice that calls you forward instead of the one that keeps you trapped in yesterday. The next page of the letter reveals another reminder. Be faithful in the small things. Many people dream about extraordinary futures while overlooking today's opportunities. Kind word, a grateful heart, an honest decision, a disciplined habit. These simple choices seem insignificant at first. Yet over time they shape your character, your relationships, and your future. The strongest foundations are built one stone at a time. The brightest sunrise begins with the first hint of light. Your breakthrough may begin in ways that appear almost invisible. Do not dismiss small beginnings. protect them, nurture them. Trust that consistent faithfulness often produces extraordinary results. Now imagine yourself walking through a valley just before dawn. The sky is still dark, yet the horizon has begun to change. You cannot see the entire landscape, but you can tell that morning is coming. That is where many people give up. They stop walking just before the light appears. Do not let impatience steal what perseverance is about to reveal. Every step you take with wisdom, integrity, and hope is preparing you for what lies ahead. As this page of the letter slowly closes, one final sentence remains. It reads, "Your next season will not ask you to become someone else. It will ask you to become the best version of who you were created to be." Do not chase someone else's purpose. Do not compare your journey with another person's path. Your story has its own timing. Your gifts have their own purpose. Your life has its own calling. Walk forward with confidence. Keep your heart open. Keep learning. Keep believing. Because the next part of this letter reveals how recognizing the right opportunity at the right moment can change the direction of your life in ways you never imagined. The letter is not finished yet, and the most encouraging page is still waiting to be opened. My beloved child, you have come a long way through this letter, and now you stand at a place where many people choose to stop. They begin with hope, but when the journey takes longer than expected, they become discouraged. Do not let that happen to you. Every meaningful journey has moments when nothing seems to change. Those moments are not empty. They are preparing you for what comes next. Take a moment and imagine yourself walking along a mountain path. The climb is slow. At times, the clouds hide the view ahead. You cannot see the summit, and you may even wonder if you are still moving in the right direction. But every step has brought you higher than before, even when you couldn't see it. That is how growth often works. Archangel Michael reminds you that many of the greatest transformations happen quietly, where no one else can see them. While the world celebrates visible success, heaven often begins by strengthening the heart. This page of the letter carries a simple but powerful message. Do not confuse silence with absence. There are seasons when everything feels quiet. No clear answers, no dramatic breakthroughs, no obvious signs. Yet silence does not always mean that nothing is happening. A seed grows underground long before anyone sees the first green leaf. A sunrise begins while the sky is still dark. Preparation often happens before the promise becomes visible. If you have been wondering whether your efforts matter, remember this: every act of kindness matters. Every honest decision matters. Every prayer spoken in faith matters. Every time you choose forgiveness instead of bitterness, you are shaping the person you are becoming. Those choices may seem small today, but they become the foundation of tomorrow. The letter continues. It says, "Guard your heart, but do not close it. Life has a way of leaving scars. Disappointment can make us cautious. Betrayal can make us hesitant to trust again. Failure can make us afraid to try once more. But if fear be calm, yes, the guard of your heart, hope will never have the chance to enter." Being wise is different from living in fear. Wisdom helps you recognize healthy opportunities. Fear convinces you that every opportunity is dangerous. Choose wisdom, not fear. Imagine carrying a lantern through the night. The lantern does not remove all the darkness. It simply gives enough light for the next step. Faith works the same way. You may not know everything about tomorrow. You don't need to. You only need enough courage to take today's step with confidence. Another page slowly unfolds. It reads, "Do not underestimate the power of consistent faithfulness." Many people look for overnight success. Few are willing to grow one day at a time. Yet the strongest trees did not become strong in a single season. The deepest rivers were shaped over many years. Your character is being formed the same way. Every challenge has taught you patience. Every delay has strengthened your endurance. Every difficult season has added wisdom that comfort alone could never provide. One day, someone will admire your strength without realizing the journey that built it. Do not become discouraged simply because your progress feels slow. Slow growth is still growth. Keep moving, keep learning, keep believing. Now imagine yourself standing before a bridge. On one side is everything familiar, old fears, old doubts, old habits. On the other side is a future filled with new possibilities. Crossing the bridge requires one decision: to leave behind the version of yourself that believed you would never change. Archangel Michael reminds you that courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is choosing to move forward even when fear is present. That decision changes everything. The next lines of the letter become even more personal. They say, "Stop waiting until you feel completely ready." Very few people ever feel fully prepared for the opportunities that transform their lives. If you wait for perfect confidence, you may wait forever. Confidence often grows after you take the first step, not before. Think about every skill you have learned. At first it felt unfamiliar. With practice it became natural. Your future will work the same way. The first step may feel uncertain. The second becomes easier. The third builds momentum. Eventually you will look back and realize how far you have come. As this page nears its end, the light in front of you becomes brighter. The path that once seemed impossible to see now stretches farther than before. You begin to understand something important. The purpose of this letter was never to predict every detail of your future. Its purpose was to remind you that your future is still being written. The choices you make today matter. The attitude you carry matters. The hope you protect matters. Before turning to the final pages, one last message appears. Walk forward with gratitude. Even before you see the complete picture, gratitude changes the way you experience the journey. It helps you notice opportunities you might otherwise overlook. It reminds you how far you have already come. It strengthens hope for the road ahead. Take one more deep breath. Lift your eyes. Keep your heart open. Because the final part of this letter reveals the greatest lesson of all. Not about what tomorrow might bring, but about the kind of person you can choose to become as you walk toward it. The journey is almost complete, and the last page carries the message your heart has been waiting to hear. My beloved child, you have reached the final page of this letter. Take a quiet moment before you read further. Think about everything you've reflected on during this journey. The moments of uncertainty, the lessons hidden inside delays, the courage that has grown through your struggles, and the hope that has quietly remained alive even when life seemed difficult. This final page is not here to predict every detail of your future. It is here to remind you of something far more important. Your story is still being written. No difficult season lasts forever. No night remains forever. Every sunrise begins while the world is still covered in darkness. In the same way, many of life's greatest changes begin long before we recognize them. Archangel Michael's final message is simple. Walk forward with faith, wisdom, courage, and compassion. These four qualities will guide you through seasons of celebration as well as seasons of waiting. Faith reminds you that hope is never wasted. Wisdom helps you recognize the right path. Courage gives you strength when the road becomes difficult. Compassion reminds you to treat others with kindness, even when life has not always been kind to you. As you continue your journey, remember that your greatest victory is not becoming someone else. It is becoming the person you were created to be. Do not allow fear to convince you that your best days are behind you. Do not allow disappointment to define your future. Do not allow comparison to steal the joy of your own journey. Instead, keep your eyes on the road ahead. Every lesson has prepared you. Every challenge has strengthened you. Every season has shaped you. Even the chapters you wished had never happened have added wisdom to your life. One day you may look back and realize that what felt like a delay was actually preparation. That what looked like failure became redirection. That what felt like weakness became the beginning of your greatest strength. This letter asks you to leave today why. Take one decision. Choose hope over fear. Choose forgiveness over bitterness. Choose patience over frustration. Choose gratitude over complaint. Those choices may seem ordinary today, but over time, they create an extraordinary life. Imagine yourself placing this letter safely inside your heart, not as a reminder to fear tomorrow, but as a reminder to live today with purpose. Walk with confidence, speak with kindness, act with integrity, never stop learning, never stop growing. And never forget that even small acts of faithfulness can change the direction of a life. As you close this symbolic letter, take one final deep breath. The journey does not end here. It begins here. May your heart be filled with peace. May your mind be filled with wisdom. May your steps be guided by hope. And may you always find the courage to move forward, one faithful step at a time. If this message encouraged your heart today, don't keep it to yourself. Click the like button so more people can discover this message. Write Amen in the comments and share one lesson that spoke to your heart. Share this video with someone who could use a little hope and encouragement today. And if you want more uplifting messages inspired by the theme of Archangel Michael, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next video. Thank you for spending this time with me. May peace, wisdom, and hope go with you wherever your journey leads. Until next time, take care and keep moving forward with faith.